Good afternoon, ma'am. Ako, si Risa Joytado, ini si Heaven Barokinya, og ang among lesson for today is about physical education. Pero, bago kami mag-start sa among lesson, pre-assessment asa kami. Kay isa po to sa kailangan niya i-pass sa ilang teacher. So, game na ka be? Game na ka? So, instruction. Write true if the statement is correct. Otherwise, write false. Sige na. Number 1. It is acceptable to swim by yourself as long as you inform another person. Mana? Number 2. Goggles were first used in 1967 Olympus. Number 3. Swimwear is usually made of polyester or spandex. Polyester or spandex. Number 4. Swim caps are only required to swimmer with long hair. Number 5. Breaststroke is performed with a dolphin kick. Number 6. Bilateral breathing is done with sculling. Number 7. Backstroke is combined with flutter kick. Number 8. Freestyle involves alternating arm movement. Number 9. Butterfly is an event exclusively for women. Number 10. Last number. Front crawl is also known as the Australian crawl. So, history of swimming. Swimming can be dated back to the Stone Age. Cave paintings from the period depicting prehistoric humans swimming to cross lakes and rivers have been discovered in Egypt. The discipline of swimming is also present in Greek mythology. So, basa ikaw na basa para makabalo ka pagbasa. Ano, the early 19 century
marked the dawn of swimming as an organized sport when the National Swimming
Society
of Great Britain began to hold competition.
Breaststroke
Was the most popular among early swimmers. The first version of the front crawl featured as
scissor
kick, which was based on a stroke used by
native
South Americans. The very first Olympic swimming event in 1896 were freestyle, front crawl and breaststroke in 1904. Backstroke was officially added as an event. Swimmer who
Use.
use breaststroke
Ano, breaststroke?
breaststroke
Stroke. Oh.
breaststroke discovery that bringing
Mm.
both arms forward ever their head result in
Greater.
greater swimming speed.
Also,
Although this practice was instantly
instantly.
instantly
Ins.
instantly
Mm.
pro
Prohibited.
prohibited in breaststroke.
Sige ba? Kaya na dyan. Fight na na. Sige na.
Asa naman?
The
The
4.
four-stroke used in competitive swimming ever since its first. The four-stroke used the
Official lang.
official appearance at the 1956 Olympic in
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
So, Olympic swimming for females debuted at the 1912 Olympics in Stockholm and has been part of all edition of the game. The only difference between the male and female event in freestyle distance 1,500 meters for men and 800 meters for females. So, there na ba? Swimming essentials.
8
So, swimming essentials. Here are the swimming essentials usage guidelines. Number 1.
Swimmer should be made of all ester or
Spandex.
spandex.
Number 2. Google were first allowed to be used during 1976 Olympics. Number 3.
Number 3. Swimming cup can be made of latex, silicone, or spandex.
Number 4. Sunscreen should be water resistant and have a sun protection factor or SPF of at least 30 according to the American Academy of Dermatology or AAD. Number 5. Number 5.
Board help notice swimmer to stay
Novice.
novice to stay afloat as they improve the kick.
So, there, 1 up to 5 na kansiranan. True or false gihapon be? Sige na, paspas na. Number 1, 3, 4, 1 up to 5 lang. Number 1, it is acceptable to swim by yourself as long as inform other person. As long as you inform. True or false? Number 2, goggles were first used in 1967 Olympics. Number 3, swimwear is usually made of polyester or spandex. Parehas naman ang question. Number 5, breaststroke is informed with dolphin. Nalaman ba na yung mga so science. So ang among title sa among lesson kay the cell. Chart. Introduction. You learned in the previous lesson that the cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. Gets go? All life forms, from the simplest to the most complex, are made up of cell. But what really is a complex? Are we made up of cell? But what really is a cell? Why is it considered the basic unit of life? So, unsa ang cell para nimo?
Siya ay magkaan. Siya ay magkaan sa dugo niya na.
Unsa man?
Ito.
Unsa pa may lain naman hibaw sa cell?
Maghatag immunity.
Ano daw? So, this lesson answer the question. It also discusses the part of cell and their function and the main types of cell. So, lesson proper pre-assessment. Sa pre-assessment kita be. 1, 2, 3 na na pre-assessment. So, ball pen. Sige na, sa baba. Kanan lang yung makapicture mo noon dyan. Number 1. Number 1, cell membrane. A, boundary of the cell. B, control of the cell. Control center of the cell. C, hold the different parts of the cell. Number 2, cytoplasm. A, boundary of the cell. B, control center of the cell. C, hold the different parts of the cell. Number 3, nucleus. A, boundary of the cell. B, control cell. C, holds the different part of the cell. So, dahil na tayo basahan na the cell theory. Patag sa earth.
Cells are microscopic unit that collectively carry out processes making an organism a living entity. The discovery of the cell changed the way scientists study organism operate.
So, English scientist Robert Hooke and his contemporaries paved the way of modern biology. Using the early microscope, Hooke examined a thin slice of cork from a mature tree. Diyan, iyatagkuan, nag-slice siya na, so dahil ang picture na tagkuan ni Robert Hooke. So, nag-slice siya.
Kamot.
Dili. Cork ba? From a mature tree. Ano galing kuan sa tree? Diyo, papayutan nimo.
Duga.
No, say cork. So, he coined the term cell after observing tiny empty compartments that look like colale. Cellule ba dyan? Colale. A Latin word that means small room. That Hooke actually observed where the cell wall and of dead plant cell, which of components of a core. So, the cell structure. Dahil ba basa ha?
Asa ba po?
Dali.
Sa.
Dali
This is the outermost boundary of the cell,
which separate the cell from the other cell, regulate the movement of materials in and out of the cell, and plays the important role of cell signal reception. So, dari ang example sa iya gibasa. So, ina na nakuyas na.
Asa ba po?
Katabler sa proteins kada itoan.
This is a membrane bone structure that is usually located in the center of the cell